morning, y'all. I just had way too much Mountain Dew and Red Bull mixed together. I'm having a great night, even though I know you're like, but Tamita, you've been making sad music about your mother. Well, that's considered a good night in my book. Emotional processing. It's always worth it to do it, always and forever. Now, speaking of mommy issues, what's up with men asking me, like, I'll fuck a dude? And I don't know why I'm a magnet to specifically, like, extremely pale, extremely wealthy, big dick white dudes. I don't know. Something about me just gives like black Ramona flowers, like manic pixie dream girl. Or maybe it's because they all have undiagnosed autism and ADHD and issues. And also because I know about fancy things like RuneScape and Mountain Dew and Higurashi or whatever. But white dudes, they fucking love to, or just dudes in general, all men, they love, especially if they have a big dick. Funny enough, you would not guess it, the big dick dudes are usually the most insecure ones because porn has fucked up their brain beyond belief, where even if they're fucking 7.5 inches, 8 inches, 9 inches, I've had bigger than that, they will still not believe they have a big penis. Like Nick, oh. But they always ask, hey, what's the biggest you've been with and where am I on the list? Because everybody wants to be my favorite. It's so funny how when men meet me, they have this weird cognitive dissonance where they have their opinions about whores and sex workers and sluts and shit. And then they meet me and then they're like, oh, wow, I like her. She dresses like a cool gypsy, pardon my French, or like a Stepford wife. Oh, she's classy. She's a classy lady. Beautiful, takes care of herself. She wears pastels. There's no way she's a harlot. And it's like, nigga, I'll meet dudes who will fully be aware of a sex worker situation and then still just refuse to, like, I don't know. It'll be dudes giving me a fuck ton of money and gifts trying to be like, what? You're not a sex worker. Don't call yourself something like that. They have a very weird cognitive dissonance. I don't know, but what the fuck ever. Whatever puts the money in the hand and the orgasm in my system. But they always ask, like, ooh, where do I rank on the scale? Nigga, it's so funny. It's like, how do I put this? That's the type of question where you would ask someone with a body count of 2. But it's very funny. I will meet men who know I'm a sex worker, but they just keep forgetting. So then they'll ask me something, like, we'll play a fun game. They'll be like, shit, okay, intermission. Sorry if I'm all over the place, but I had a bunch of caffeine in my system. We will get to that point eventually. But a nigga will be like, hey, it's me, what's your body count? I'll be like, I want you to guess, actually. I think it's more fun if you guess. And then a nigga who fully knows that I'm a sex worker, but just forgot because he likes me so much, he'll be like, I think about 3. And I'll be like, 3? And they'll be like, yeah, 3. Like, fully naively, like, 3. And I'll be like, 3? Game's over. And then they're like, what does that mean? It's like, don't fucking ask. You don't need to know. I've even had it with dudes on here. I will get religious comments from some dudes in my comment section on every video, like, you're gorgeous, you're a goddess, you're an icon, legend, angel, blah 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 blah. And then the second I make a video about my body count, they're like, 47. Sorry, I hope I'm recording properly. But I'm gonna say it like this, bitch ass nigga. If you are gonna ask a question like, where do I rank on the scale? The scale's quite high, but it's not that big. So it's like, okay, it's not like a leaderboard of 1,000 different men, but it's like it's more than 3 men. You wanna ask a chick with a low body count, like, where you rank on the scale, because then it's like you're gonna be in the top 3 or whatever. I see why those insecure dudes like chicks with low body counts. It's easy math. Like, you can easily win the game. It's like all you have to do is beat 2 people in your book. But then in terms of body count and all that, then it's like it's like they get even more competitive. I don't know, it's one of those things where sometimes I meet dudes who know about me and they'll be like, you know what, I actually really like that you have had sex a lot because I know you're experienced and I've always wanted to be with a chick with experience, and also I'm sure you can teach me things. And I usually do. I have a great fucking time with them. But the thing is, I'll put it this way. There's a lot of different, so a dude will be like, who's the biggest dick you've ever had? There are many different types of penises, and then it's like you can't explain to men, because they never fucking believe you. Having a big dick does not mean you're good at sex, doesn't mean you're enjoyable. There's many different types of big dicks, I like the smaller ones, and I like that people think I'm pandering when I say it. No, I truly like the smaller ones. The smaller one, People got mad when ladies got on the internet describing what boyfriend dick is. Boyfriend dick just means it's like, hey, this is a dude who you can fuck all the time as a boyfriend. You will be healthy about them. You won't be unhealthily obsessed. You won't have nonstop cervix pain. You won't have tearing. The guy I've been seeing, he is 7.5 inches, and he's not quite Coke can thick, but he's like about as thick, if not thicker, than a Red Bull can's radius, if we really want to get all statistical with the math there. Like, I'll put it like this. We fucked like way too many times. We fucked like 3 times in a day, and then once more the next morning. I'll put it this way: it took an entire week to recover, and even then, it still hurts when I sit down in certain angles. Does he have a beautiful penis? Yeah, but it's not quite boyfriend dick. I once dated a dude who actually was thicker than a Coke can. It was a nice short penis, but thick as fuck, girthy. I like the girthy ones. Those are great. Those hurt. You can't fuck a nigga like that all the time. I already said it in the other video I made where, I'll put it this way. If you got a dick like this, and you're trying to enter a thimble, it's not gonna feel good for the person with the thimble. It's gonna feel fucking pain. So I have to keep explaining that to stupid motherfuckers, but niggas will just be like, oh, she's just pandering. No. Also, I've fucked plenty of dudes with big dicks. I'll put it this way. This is something, I don't like meeting dudes with big dicks who don't know their dick is big, because they always think you're pandering. No, nigga, if I'm, like, no. Because then they'll do dumb shit, like, they'll fuck, and they'll be like, my dick's big. I know how to fuck. And they'll just kind of flop on you like a weird fucking penguin. Or if they don't do that, they'll just instantly start jackhammering as hard as possible and bruise your cervix. And then they'll gonna wonder, and then they'll see you fucking paralyzed from the waist down, crying in pain. And they'll be like, oh, I think I did well. She's gonna text her friends the wheelchair emoji. Nigga, I am calling the police. Like, no, you fucking suck. You're oh, you fucking idiot. Like, I'm just saying, I'll put it this way. I have met niggas with long dicks who only know one position and have the worst stroke in the world, but they think just because they can lightly graze my cervix, but with the most terrible position ever, that they are the best dick in the world. I've had dudes do the most painful, stupid shit ever and claim that it's good because their dick is big. And then meanwhile, I've met dudes who have cute pint-sized penises, you know, with a nice little thickness but not too much. Or I'll meet like a slim pencil dick who can move gracefully like a swan in the waters, and they will nail it. So whenever a dude's like, oh, how big is my dick out of all the men you've been with? It's like, okay, first of all, you're gonna get your heart broken once you see me start going, okay. Because then I'm gonna get logistical, because I'm autistic and analytical and stuff. I'm gonna be like, okay. You're gonna be like, it's just, that's a question that will make you mad. You're gonna be like, shit, how high is her body count? Not that high. I'm rounding it up to 50, even though it's like 49, but it's like, yeah. It's like not that high. Or and if you're like, 49 is a lot to me. I'll put it this way. If I started officially having sex when I was 17, and I'm 24, that's 7 years. 50 divided by 7, let's do some math. Hold on. That's like 7 dudes a year, which could be a lot to some people. Some, like, allegedly, most people only have, like, at maximum 7 partners across their entire lifetime. So I could just be an outlier. But it's like, hey, if you have a handful of situationships per year where it's like, hey, like, I'll put it this way. Let's say you dedicate, like, a few weeks to a situationship or whatever, or dating someone. It doesn't quite work out, on to the next. You know, I'm just saying. Shit happens. Oh well, womp womp. You move on, you get yourself a new dick, bigger and better. Simply put, I'm a magnet to do, like, simply put, I could fuck one dude who was terrible to me and cry about it for the rest of my life, and then have a low body count, but then also low sexual fun and experience and trauma. Or I can replace him with a rich white dude with a big fat penis. And then imagine, like, anytime you got your heart broken, there's always going to be a rich white dude with a big fat penis willing to buy you a bunch of gemstones and really nice gifts and treat you very well. Right around the corner. Would you stay crying over that bitch ass nigga? Or would you simply move the fuck on and enjoy, like, oceanside hotels and, like, nice beach days and really good food and really good head? Ooh, one nigga slurped me up so good. He did it like Cthulhu. It felt like he had 3 tongues in his mouth. Amen to that man. I hate him and replaced him, but I still think about it a little bit. Anyway, I'm just saying, that's a question that's doomed to fail. It's like, because you're gonna be like, it's like, I'll put it this way. If you ask a chick, oh, how big is my dick compared to all the men you've been with? You're gonna be heartbroken by how all the men I've been with. Two, you're going to think of a much bigger number, or you're gonna think of a much smaller number of how many men I've been with. Then you're gonna be heartbroken by how many you think I've been with, and you're gonna be horrified by how many you have, out of paranoia, catastrophized that I've been with. And then you're gonna have to wait as I patiently am in my head doing numbers like, with the girth and the radius and the shape, but the texture, but the effort and the stroke. Does he stroke it like a graceful swan through smooth waters, or is he more like an evil dragon just knocking shit down recklessly? And then it's gonna take a while to do the math, and by then you're already kind of like having heart palpitations. You want to die on the floor. I imagine you don't want to do that. You should have asked the fucking question in the first place. But then life goes on, and I'm just saying, eventually, like, I'll put it this way, then eventually you're going to get mad because you probably won't even be in the top 3, or even if you're in the top 3, you're not going to believe me. You're going to be like, bullshit, you're going to go from, to me as an angelic, pure little fucking Madonna, to me as a fucking whore. She's just saying I'm in the top 3 to stroke my ego like a lying bitch. Like, shut the fuck up. But if they're not in the top 3, then they're gonna start crying and shit, and then they're gonna start having even more panic attacks because it's like, oh shit, I'm not even in the top 5. She said I was number 6. Who could have possibly outdone me? I have a 7.5-inch penis and a nice thick radius girth, and I have no refractory period. Well, shut your bitch ass up. And it's like, there's a lot of do you want me to? Then it's like, do you even want to know why you're ranked so low and or so high? Do you? Because then you're gonna have to hear some shit like, oh yeah, I knew this guy named Boomerang Dick. He was literally 13 fucking inches with a fucking curve to the left. Oh, that, and hell, he didn't even go in my vagina. He got so high on the chart just for my mouth. Or you're gonna have to hear some sad shit like, oh yeah, technically, there are like 4 men who have had bigger dicks than you, but they were rapists. So, they are off of the scoreboard because I do not count rapists on the scoreboard at all. That's a disqualifying factor to who's the biggest, ideally good dick. But if you just want the biggest dick, then I could throw them in, but I think they should not be included at all. And now we're both gonna get upset. Or then you have to, like, there's a lot of logistics. It's like, okay, do you really want to know that you were so close to being, like, number 1 spot, but then I secretly remembered Chance from fucking 2021, who had a very nice, long, slinky-sized one, and how he was absolutely great, but I totally repressed him from my memory because he broke my heart in an obnoxiously sad, retarded, sorry, pardon my language, very stupid way. And then we're both sad again. You don't want to hear that. Or do you? I'm just saying. Do you want to hear about how, like, even though you're number 3 on the biggest dick chart, you are number, like, 8 on the best dick chart? Because I might slip that in. And then you're going to be fucking baffled and confused when I say that the nice, short, and petite cock fella I met, who had a very weird light bulb shaped dick, where it was, like, slim at the base, flared in the middle, and then like small at the top again, and the specific move he did where he didn't need to put in his whole penis, even though it wasn't very long, he could put in half of it and do a specific stroke move with fucking 5-star angle, consistency, slutty words said during sex, movements, all that made me fall in love with him and lose my fucking mind. And he didn't even need to tap my cervix, but he could if he angled himself right. So it's like, nigga, if I could get a dude in missionary to tap my fucking cervix, but he's doing it terribly. Or if I could just do prone bone with a dude who's like 5 inches and he's doing it with maximum efficiency, he's gonna fucking win, you know? Like, I'm just saying. There's a lot of math there, and I can go on, but simply put, this is why, if you're gonna date someone who has ever been a sex worker, or who has ever had sex, and you know damn well that they are sexually promiscuous, do not be one of those, like, you could see her in a positive light without having to, like, I'm just saying, it's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. It is not for the weak. Don't ask me the biggest I've been with, because I'm just saying, there are more men I've been with who have been above like 7 inches and terrible in bed, and there have been some all-star winners and slutty ass sinners who have stolen my heart and played with its strings like the fucking devil with the violin. All because they bothered to try to excel in their field. because they weren't gifted, but they were hard workers. Or they were gifted, just in a different way. They had to harness their skills. They weren't like some of you fucking long-dicked idiots who squandered your potential. Just busted birth and didn't try at all after. I'm just saying. Don't ask that stupid ass shit. And you won't get your heart broken or have to picture. Like, I'm just saying, it's one of those situations where it's like, even if you just ask without bother, like, some niggas ask and don't want to hear details, and it's like, what's the point of asking then? Because then you're going to get your heart broken, and it's like, oh, am I the biggest dick you've ever had? Well, we're going to rank on the scoreboards, and you're going to hear something like, oh, you're like number 8. It's like, are you number 8 out of 8? Or are you number 8 out of 50? Or are you number 3 out of 3? Are you number 3 out of 1,000? Like, I don't know. There's like, it could boost your ego, it could break your ego, simply put. But if you don't want to know about someone's sexual past, it's the dumbest question to ask. Because either way, you're not going to win. Because even if you were like, yippee, I'm fucking rank number 3 out of fucking 1,000 men, you will probably still keep yourself up late at night like, wow, my girlfriend has fucked 1,000 men? Am I just some disposable slut to her? And you'll probably be haunted like, okay, she probably thinks about those 2 remaining men all the time. Because fuck, what do they have that I don't? So I'm just saying, don't ask that question. Amen, peace out, God bless, bye-bye.